Good morning, USA Wager Show. I am your host, Rodney Knuppel. And as you can see, I'm live here at Hollywood Beach in Hollywood, Florida. Let me give you a little view of what's going on here. We are, again, live at Hollywood Beach, Hollywood, Florida. Let's get on with the USA Wager Sports Brief for Tuesday, June 8th. All right, let's give you a little look here. We are down here for the iGaming gathering. That is tomorrow night from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the Grateful Palette. So if you have not got your invitation, your RSVP in for that, make sure you do so as soon as possible. Again, we are live here in Hollywood Beach, Florida. All right, let's get on with the show. First of all, the Brooklyn Nets smacked the Milwaukee Bucks last night and did it in quick and easy fashion. 128-86. It was a blowout early and often as the Nets now lead that series 2-0. I made it 2-0. Kevin Durant with 32 points. The Greek Freak was pretty solid. 18 points on the rebound. Not real solid for the Greek Freak. Chris Middleton did not shoot the ball very well. 7 for 20 as the Bucks struggled. And the Nets won, and they now lead that series 2-0. And they will play their game 3 on Thursday. So they'll have an extra day off before they play on Thursday. The other NBA game from last night, Phoenix Suns picked up a 122-105 win over the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets led by 1 at halftime, but the second half was all Phoenix as they outscored the Nuggets 65-47 in the second half. Chris Paul, really good, 21 points, 11 assists for Chris Paul in that game as the Suns go up 1-0 in their series over the Denver Nuggets. Tonight in the NBA, a pair of games. It's a big game. It's a big game in Philadelphia as the Philadelphia 76ers host the Atlanta Hawks. And, of course, the Hawks won the first game of that series in kind of surprise fashion. The Hawks went on, beat the Knicks, and then they won game 1 of that series. So Philadelphia really needs a win tonight. They are -5 at home against the Atlanta Hawks. The second game tonight features game 1 between the Clippers and the Jazz. Clippers and Jazz game 1 tonight. Obviously, the Clippers just came away with their first round win on Sunday. Jazz have been waiting a while after taking care of Memphis in 5 games. So game 1 in Utah tonight in the NBA as well. All right, let's go ahead and move to the National Hockey League, where it was a little bit of an upset last night as the New York Islanders now are up 3-2 in the series over the Boston Bruins. The Islanders scored a bunch of goals in a row as Boston got off to an early start. David Pastrnak scored the first one. He scored late too, but the Islanders scored 5 of the last 6 goals in that game. Semyon Varlamov with 40 saves in net for the Islanders, as the Islanders are now up 3-2 in that series and will host Game 6, so the Islanders have a chance to eliminate the Boston Bruins. The other game last night in the National Hockey League, it is the Montreal Canadiens, and they are in round 3. They have won the North, the Canadian division. As the Canadiens swept the Winnipeg Jets, Tyler Toffoli with the game-winning overtime goal last night as the Canadiens beat the Jets, sweep a 4-game series there in the Battle of Canada. So they'll wait for their opponent. Tonight, we have an opportunity for the Tampa Bay Lightning to be another team that moves on. They are up 3-1 in that series against Carolina. If you want to know the Vegas line, Tampa is -25 at Carolina in Game 5. And then tonight is Vegas and Colorado. We really like that series. Been a fun series so far. It's 2-2 in that series as the Avalanche won the first 2 at home, and then they lost their next 2 on the road. So that should be an interesting one. Vegas has momentum heading into Colorado, but Colorado's very good at home. The Avalanche are -140 tonight. -140. I like Colorado to win that game. I like Tampa Bay to end the series. In the NBA, I like Philadelphia to bounce back, and I think Utah wins at home in Game 1. Never super been sold on Utah, but they just keep finding ways. They won 4 straight to win their series. So I'll take the Jazz, the 76ers, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I'll take the Colorado Avalanche at home. All right, let's move on. Major League Baseball. Just a 3-pack of games last night in Major League Baseball. And as we mentioned, the home teams fared well. We mentioned that in yesterday's show that the home teams would have a good opportunity of sweeping the 3-game slate. Boston came away with a 5-3 win over Miami. The Red Sox are now 14 games over 500, 37-23. Red Sox playing very inspired, very good baseball right now. The second game, Dylan Bundy picked up his first win of the season. He came into that game 0-6. He picked up a win as the Angels beat the Kansas City Royals 8-3. And then the final game last night, Ryan Weathers went 5 innings as the Padres beat the Cubs 9-4. And the Cubs have now lost 4 of 5 after losing 3 of 4 in San Francisco. So that is a look at just 3 Major League Baseball games. And again, that Padres win was after the Cubs just swept them in Chicago just over a week or so ago. Tonight's Major League Baseball slate should be a fun slate of baseball. Shane Bieber is on the mound in St. Louis. Shane Bieber against Carlos Martinez. We remember Carlos Martinez in his last start was not very good. Shane Bieber's been good most of the year, so it should be an interesting one there. Yeah, I'm literally in the ocean. I am in the ocean. I am in the Atlantic Ocean right now. But Shane Bieber against the Cardinals tonight. The Indians are minus 160 as they take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Atlanta is at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is minus 150. It's Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phillies as they take on the Braves in that NL East battle. Let's see. Milwaukee is at Cincinnati. Sonny Gray is on the mound. Cincinnati's minus 130. They just came off a 4-game sweep over the Cardinals, so they're playing pretty well. Milwaukee also playing well as they swept the Diamondbacks over the weekend. Houston is at Boston. The Astros are minus 120 at the Red Sox. Washington, the Nationals are at the Rays. John Lester's a huge underdog because he's going against Tyler Glass now, but you can get Tampa at minus 210. You can get Washington at pretty decent money if you have faith in the veteran John Lester. Toronto is at the White Sox. It is Robbie Ray against Carlos Rondon. For the White Sox are minus 155. And the Cubs are at the Padres tonight. It is Zach Davies for the Cubs against Lamet for the Padres. And that is a look at a few of my favorite games for Tuesday, June 8th, 2021 in Major League Baseball. All right, a couple of WNBA scores or games tonight. The Lynx are at the Mystics and the Wings are at the Mercury. Those are your 2 games tonight. And then, of course, the last thing I want to talk about is tomorrow's iGaming gathering at the Grateful Palette here in Fort Lauderdale. Looking forward to that event, a big networking event. See all the different, we can call them big wigs or all the people in the industry that make this industry such a great industry. People we haven't met yet, people we'd love to meet. So if you've got your invitation, get your RSVP in. You still got plenty of time. We are helping sponsor that with IAGA and really looking forward to meeting everybody and having such a great event out here. And that is why we are right now in Hollywood Beach, Florida for the USA Wager Sports Brief. All right, I am your host, Rodney Knuppel. Hope that was the best 10 minutes of your sports day. Well, not quite 10 minutes this morning. A pretty slow sports day. Of course, tomorrow we'll be back 9:30 a.m. Central Time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Who knows where I'll be? Yesterday at the hotel pool, today at the beach. Who knows tomorrow? Be somewhere different about every day. Again, USA Wager Show. I am your host, Rodney Knuppel. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for all the shows here on the Sports 2.0 Network. And so long for just a while from Hollywood Beach, Florida.